All right, here we go. Here we go. Another edition of the Knicks Offseason Central. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man J.Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Special guest Terrence Ross, a.k.a. Terry from the Terry and Trey Show. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Fellas, biggest free agency in Knicks history is upon us.
NBA history.
On this episode, we're going to give you guys our top 10 free agent targets for the Knicks. But first, let's get into today's news. There were a lot of news going on today. The rumors are flying in. The news is flying in. Don't know what to believe. But first and foremost on the KD topic, fellas, he's holed up in New York somewhere. We got Chris Haynes saying that Knicks are the favorite. Nets are just, doing a service to Kyrie. You got Stephen A on the other side saying it's 95% done. Mr. 95% says it's Nets. Gun to your head, J.Ellis. Where's he going, man?
Oh, man. Call me a homer, CP. Call me a homer, CP. But I just don't buy it. I don't buy the Nets. Every report I've seen, except for Stephen A., it just seems like there's something he wants to come to New York. It's never been Brooklyn. I'm going Chris Haynes and roll my man Chris. Why come to Brooklyn? Why come to little brother? Come to New York if you want to really make that splash and rehab. I think he's gonna go to the Knicks, man. But alone or not, he's coming to NY. That's my story.
Terry, where are you going, man? How you feeling today, man?
Listen, same thing. I'm not crazy optimistic in general. But to me, I'm not claiming he's 100% coming here, but if he's leaving Golden State, what's the point? And I'm not even being biased here. Like, what's the point? It's just if you're leaving, it's not about winning. It's definitely about the stage and what you're trying to do business-wise, so many other things. It makes sense. It's Rich Kleiman letting him go to the Brooklyn Nets.
Come to the biggest stage, KD, man. You know what it is, man. Kyrie's a wuss. You let Kyrie go to the Nets, man. You know what I mean?
Our fan base turned on Kyrie hard. A year ago, we were watching the Uncle Drew movie, talking about, man, Kyrie's about to be the main star. It feels like that whole thing is pretty much dead. If KD comes, I think he might be coming alone, or it's someone who's not Kyrie.
I hear that, man. Other story today, Kemba. It seems like Kemba and MJ are at an impasse on the contract. To be honest with you, I figured this was going to happen, man. I thought Kemba was doing a lot of good PR just to not make himself look like the bad guy. But I think he's out of there, man. They're saying that the Celtics are the favorites, according to Woj. But Shams is saying that the Knicks and the Mavs could have something to say, man. Terry, I go to you, man. What do you think about all that?
I'm a Woj disciple. Yeah. The Celtics thing makes sense. I can see him fitting in better with that roster. I can see him being better than they were last season with Kemba. I don't know how interested he is in coming home. Being home sometimes.
We haven't heard anything about it. We heard nothing about Kemba to the Knicks at all.
Right, all these years, I genuinely think, I think even spoke about this once. I think Kemba knows if he's in New York, he's got to have to go to every birthday party, every niece graduation.
Everybody want tickets.
You're getting listen all the time, and then if he doesn't go, it's like, oh, you changed up on us. You're from New York. During the week, he's getting bothered. I think Kemba. Maybe he's just off that. He's like, I'm going to go to a different market. I don't think New York's happening at all. But Boston, listen, it fits in a way. It makes sense. It satisfies that fan base, which was going through a crisis after Horford left too. And they're pretty much resigned to Kyrie leaving. So I get, it was kind of shocking when I first saw it. But the more I think about it, I see it. I can see it happening. I can see it happening at the beginning of free agency.
J.Ellis, what's your thoughts on Kemba, man?
Man, it's all hope right now. I feel like as of now, I think if KD's coming, he's coming alone. I would hope that he would make that phone call to Kemba and like, hey, man, we got a nice young group of core here right here. You can come join me next season. We could team up. We could take down Kyrie because obviously Kyrie has no interest in coming to New York. So I'm hoping KD makes that phone call to Kemba.
Yeah.
And he makes it happen, man. Like Terry said, there was no interest in him coming here. And we already knew, me and UCP, we talked about how Jordan was going to pay him. Jordan did not have any Jordans on sale. He's not going to lose the purse strings. And it's shown right now, Jordan's not going to give him the money, and Kemba's leaving because of it.
Hey, all I got to say in regards to Kemba is flee Charlotte any chance you can get Kemba. I would welcome him home for sure. I would absolutely welcome him home. I'm a little concerned that he's not even considering us. I can see Boston, but don't sleep on Mark Cuban. I can see the Mavs pulling the last minute heist. And also this team, because the Lakers are back in the mix after trading Mo Wagner, Isaac Bonga, Jamario Jones to the Wizards. Yeah. Anthony Davis waives his $4 million trade kicker. The Lakers are back in the mix. $32 million in cap space. J.Ellis, what do you think about the potential domino effects if the Lakers can strike a max free agent?
I have mixed feelings about this situation because I know a lot of annoying Lakers fans that are going to be jumping around for joy if Kyrie goes to the Lakers, but I also know that Brooklyn fans are also as annoying and probably even more so. So, I mean, I guess the lesser of two annoying fans, I would hope the Lakers would get him and not Brooklyn, so I can have some peace and do this show in peace. Pretty much.
Terry, you know LeBron is ready to strike, man. He sees the Golden State dynasty on pause. He's got AD. We think Melo and Earl could be right behind him. That could be interesting. How do you see them playing with this cap space? You think they strike for a max, or you think they spread it around?
I think the fact that they went through all the effort in the end of clearing everyone, they're looking for a max, which I actually don't think is the way to go. I'm like, with $32 million, like, you already got LeBron and AD. The kind of roster you can build, you saw what Kawhi was able to do with a pretty complete roster. They're obviously going to get guys to come cheap, but they could build a really decent all-around roster with $32 million, even though it's a ton of spots to fill. I'm like, once you sign that third max, while obviously the ceiling is through the roof, you're an injury away from potentially running G Leaguers out in like a Western Conference final.
Yep,
true.
Just quick on that annoying tip we were talking about. To me, the Lakers already have AD and LeBron. They're going to be annoying next season no matter what. So that's already like done. Granted, though, I still prefer them clearly getting Kyrie over our neighbors in Brooklyn. Them emerging as a potential Kyrie suitor late for us is good for us. Could be, that whole KD Kyrie dynamic, another option for Kyrie. We'll see what he wants to do. But I think the Lakers are 100% getting someone. It may not be the Kawhi level someone, but they're going to add. They put too much effort here. They're going to get somebody else.
Yeah.
They're going to get Jimmy, one of these other guys.
I agree with you, man. Them showing up that cap space last minute, that could open up a Kyrie deal. You never know. He apologized. He ran back to LeBron last season, said, "I'm sorry, bro. You've been the man all this time. I don't know what I've been thinking." You never know. He could come running, but I would hope, if it's not Kyrie, I hope Kemba goes there. If Kemba doesn't want to come here, I want to see Kemba in prime time competing for a championship. Go to the Lakers. I think he could certainly help that team. You put Kemba, LeBron, AD, Melo, JR, Kuzma. That's a nice little squad right there, man. That's a nice little squad right there.
They're gonna get someone. Listen. We were just talking about it before. Somebody we're surprised by is gonna take way less money to go play LeBron, and the NBA fan base is gonna be pissed that this guy did it. I don't know who it's gonna be, but one of these guys you're gonna hear is signing with the Lakers for the room exception or the minimum.
Kawhi Leonard.
Could be Boogie. Like the same way we were pissed at Boogie, the NBA fan base was pissed at Boogie last year. They're gonna get someone. I hate it, but I can see it. The cards are laid out. You know what I mean? LeBron is the GM thing. He cleared the decks. They're gonna get. You know how the Lakers are. This kind of thing tends to happen to them, doesn't it?
Always. They always get lucky, man. They always get lucky.
Top guy's gonna do it though. I feel like Jimmy is so much about the money. He's taking that money and running. He's been He's been talking about the payday for like 2 years, bro. Jimmy wants the dough.
Jimmy wants the dough, man.
He's not the one, by the way. That's not the one I think. Not Jimmy. Jimmy Buckets about to be Jimmy Paid.
Absolutely, man. And yesterday's news that broke, but kind of trickled into this morning, for T. Moutier. Emmanuel Moutier and Luke Cornett got their qualifying offers rescinded, making them unrestricted free agents. T. Moutier is out there somewhere disappointed, but you never know, man. I see
that why
Moutier as a
Frank and
backup. Yeah, you see Fizdale, he's in there with Frank. Maybe he wants to get Frank right this year.
It makes sense now.
It all makes sense. Fizdale switched alliances.
Stay woke.
T. Moutier's in a frenzy right now. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But don't sleep on his return. Don't sleep on his return, man.
Yeah, listen, if we strike out, they got $70 million to spend. I was lucky enough to shout out to my ticket rep at the Garden. We got to sit on the baseline for one game, which was a crazy experience. I really try to pay attention to things I can see, on the TV or whatever, or that up close. Mm-hmm. Watching Moutier with the bench, he is in there with these guys. Like, he's one of the popular guys with the team. The coaches love him. It's not just Fizz. He really feels like a legit part of what they're trying to do. Yeah. So they strike out. I would not be shocked to see him come back. And if you look at, as much as listen, I'm not even a Moutier fan at all. But granted, look at how he played last year. He got to 45% shooting from the field. And don't get me wrong, he's out here throwing away games, doing typical Moutier. But, there's so much more that goes into it than we see. Mm-hmm. And I just saw him there being it looked like he was a real member of the team in every capacity.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, J.Ellis. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. It's already been reported that he's interested in coming back, and the Knicks are interested in him coming back. So if we strike out in free agency, like Terry says, it's very, very, very high probability that Moutier comes back. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Would not be surprised, man. But anyway, salute to Knicks Nation out there. Happy, what's today? It's Thursday? I'm losing track of the days, man. Thursday night. We are 3 days away from the start of NBA free agency, June 30th at 6 p.m. CP from Knicks Fan TV here, my man J.Ellis from Nick of Time Show. Our boy, Terrence Ross, the real Terrence Ross, a.k.a. Terry from the Terry Trey Show's with us. So today and tomorrow, we're going to give you our top 10 free agent targets who we feel the Knicks should be going after. And, of course, we want to hear from you guys. Phone lines will be up, 657-383-1509. Before we get into our list, let's shout out some people in the chat, fellas. Shout out to T. Williams in here. Knox Team, what's going on? Black Prodigy. Davis Segui, what's going on? BX2 Gross. Stephen Weeks. Aaron Flores, what's going on? Johnny Luciano. Scotty Siobhan, what's going on, man? JL, who you got in your chats?
Yo, I got Quiet Money. I got Will from LI in here. #1 KOT fan. Craig Williams is in the building. I see you. Mm-hmm. Tony Robinson. NY Giants. What's going on, fam? Chipper Howe, what's going on? Glad to see you guys.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody, man. And Terry, welcome to the show as usual. Always good to have you on.
Good to be on.
Hey, how you feeling, man?
Jeff for life, man. I see you too. Moutier supporter, I see you, Jeff for life.
CP the artist said in the chat that he'll give up his Knicks fandom if Moutier comes back, man. That would be some terrible PR, man. They can't. I think they almost have to stay away from Moutier just from a PR standpoint. You know what I mean? They're better off talking like Prigioni out of retirement. That would be a better back page story. You know what I mean?
I saw a tweet today. Someone was like, current Pablo Prigioni's better than Manuel Moutier.
I'll tell you, man.
The victory off of Moutier and the Knicks fan base goes wild.
They can't come back with Moutier. But, all right, so let's kick it off with our top 10 free agents. A lot of guys available, clearly. Market price will be an issue. We'll see. Some guys are going to stand to make a lot more than their market, especially with the Knicks, because if all goes terribly, we're going to potentially strike out and we're going to have to spend some money, unfortunately. So, first prospect up, Bobby Portis. I like this guy. This is all of our number 10s unanimously.
Right. Yeah,
man. Average 14 points a game. 8 rebounds, 44% shooting from the field, almost 40 from 3. So he's starting to stretch the floor a little bit. Season high this year was 28 points and 3 rebounds. Terry, I'll start with you, man. What do you like about Bobby Portis?
I see the chat right now is going ham on the note of Portis. I'll say this. This is our 10th selection.
This is number 10. Yeah, everybody. This is number 10. This is not number 1, man.
No, I just look at the chat and just know down
the chat is going in right now. This is number 10. Number 10.
Number 10. I'll say this about Bobby Portis, what I like. So you got, I didn't realize he was 6'11".
Yeah.
I don't know why I was had him pegged as like a 6'9" guy, but he can stretch the floor. Our shooting is atrocious. And the lineup we're about to run out next year, which is, maybe some combination or very likely, DSJ, Knox, RJ, and Mitch as 4 of the 5. It's going to be an atrocious shooting lineup.
Yeah.
When Knox is 100% our best shooter and our best hope of getting, long-range buckets. RJ Barrett's going to struggle from deep a lot his rookie year. Even maybe going into his career.
Right.
So Bobby Portis stretches the floor. He gives you length at that position at the 4. Clears the lane. He's out there so RJ can drive, DSJ can drive. Honestly, I like it. I was happy when I saw the news, the kind of rumors a week ago. Then I saw that he's looking at $16 million a year. And I'm like, I don't mind. And I have no problem. Listen, I don't care about overpaying guys this year. I don't know people who say, oh, why should we overpay? I'm like, listen, you get a decent guy, overpay.
We almost have no choice.
You have no choice.
You have no choice.
Some of these,
there's gonna be a deal that we just absolutely hate.
But one says it's short. One says it's short.
Yeah.
You look at the 76ers when they had, Simmons and Embiid trying to get over the hump a couple years ago. They signed Redick to that huge deal. You can't. I can tell you right now, we're definitely not tanking next year. They've kind of made that clear. This team has to show progress for Perry, for Fizdale, for the whole new culture change. We can't just run out another 17-win season. As prudent as it might seem when you do the numbers, let's keep losing. They got to show something. They got to get some vets. Bobby Portis coming in, potentially starting at the 4, being the first big off the bench shooting. And like I said, if it gets to that point, things went bad already. So he's a 10th choice. It's not a bad 10th choice, guys.
Yeah. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's terrible. Listen, the 2 biggest things we need this year are 3-point shooting and front court depth. We need a power forward big time. I think that he's only 24 years old. People in the chat ask him how old. He's only 24 years old. I think he definitely had a nice year this year, 14-8. He's gritty. He can rebound the ball. You could get him and Mitch out there banging. Gritty guy. I mean, you want to question his defense. Okay, I hear that, but I think Portis will be solid, man. I think Portis will be solid. J.Ellis, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, look, he Haitian dude, know what I'm saying? He can roll with RJ. RJ's Haitian. They can bond together. They could go to the Parkway in September and be all right?
I love it.
And, he's a thug. He punched Mirotic in the face.
Oh, yeah, he definitely socked Mirotic, man.
Yeah, so him and DSJ can run together and cause some problems. You know what I mean?
We got a goon squad now.
Yeah, goon squad is big. You need a goon on the squad. You always need one of those. So I like his game, and we desperately need 3-point shooting. That's a fact. We definitely need 3-point shooting with the spacing problems that we potentially can have with DSJ, with RJ, and in that front court. They're gonna need some room to operate. So a guy like that who could hit threes would be ideal for us. I would like him to improve his defense, though. He's 6'11" with only 0.5 blocks a game.
Yeah,
that's
the Ennis Cantor special.
Yeah,
the Ennis Cantor special. But it's worse. I mean, because he's mobile enough not to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like he has physical limitations. And shout out to the fire department out here.
Yeah. And according to Begley, in terms of Portis, the Knicks obviously wouldn't be willing to go past a 2-year deal. He could be commanding more than that. And that goes back to Terry's point. That's where you may have to overpay for a guy for 1 or 2 years if it means getting him, pulling him away from a more than 2-year deal.
Yeah, I think, listen, you do the 1-year overpay. I think one thing I'll say, our strength this summer, you're running into a Fizdale, Scott Perry, Steve Mills boardroom. Fizdale got that job last year when he went to that boardroom and charmed the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fizdale is the kind of guy that can get a Bobby Portis to take $17 million for 1 year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Where, you know what I mean? Over him taking a longer deal with more guaranteed money.
Right.
He's going to sell people on New York. He's going to sell them on the culture. Like I said, if it gets to that point, that's not a bad fit. I'm more than happy with. And he seems to me, too, as well, in terms of defending. From what I've seen, a guy that can be motivated to defend. Ennis Cantor had limitations, like you mentioned, J.Ellis, that were almost beyond even, his effort level.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis, you know what I mean? With Mitch out there, you're trying to build this kind of dog squad that's not going to get punked at the Garden. I mean, we already know he'll fight back.
Absolutely.
So I think he's somewhere. Anybody that's willing to throw a punch like that can learn to defend. I'll just
Absolutely, man. Now, Jay, let's go to your number 9. Your number 9 pick was young Thaddeus Young.
Yeah, so I think I'm the only one to pick young Thaddeus.
Yeah.
I think for my list, I was trying to think of some vets on his team who can, like, who can just kind of mentor these young guys, get them to the next level, and who also can play some defense.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
And at the small ball 4, I think he could give you some good defense.
Yeah, he can guard the perimeter, and he can guard the post, and he was a big part of that Pacers squad. If you think about the Pacers squad, I feel like a lot of Pacers are on this list. Once my dude went down, a lot of those guys who are role players stepped up and held down the floor, and I feel like he was one of those guys. And also, I like the fact that his 3-point shooting rose. It rose to a respectable percentage, so it still gives you that stretch for sometimes that we need as well. So it's a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense.
Terry, your thoughts on Thaddeus?
I like that Young. The reason I didn't have him on my list is I just don't think he's going to be coming to a team that's not a contender.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in his career, I think he's like 31 now. But I've liked Thad Young for years, man. Like, to me, as a 4 in the modern NBA, he defends, he hits threes, he's active, he's not ball dominant. He's exactly the kind of guy you want on a team. And that's why he's been in the league so long. That's why he's going to be in the league for a while after. I like Thad Young a lot. Also, you get that leadership. He's older than some of the other guys we have at the 4 that we have on our list. So, and he's been through some battles in the playoffs. So
he's battle tested.
Guys, you don't worry about him. You put him next to Mitch, just giving you a hypothetical. You're not really worried about anything. Like, maybe he doesn't do super production, but with Portis, you're still worried. Can he defend? With Thad Young, I'm like, all right, this dude's about to be solid for the whole season. Might be good to have that stability in a lineup where everyone else could be up and down based on the game. You have no idea what's going to happen with the rest of that group.
Just reliable, man. Reliable.
Reliable.
Yeah, he's always been a reliable player, man. Thaddeus Young, always been a reliable player. 31, so not crazy. You know what I mean? I think he's right there, obviously coming down a little bit, but he's a solid vet. He gives you defense. He gives you 3-point shooting. He has the ability to switch on guys, so he gives you that flexibility in this positionless basketball. I like Thaddeus Young. I definitely like Thaddeus Young, but I agree with Terry. He certainly, I could see, Lakers would be a nice fit for him.
I was actually going to bring up the Lakers. I think he wants to be on a contender.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's not been really on a lot of bottom feeders in his career.
Mm-hmm.
I think his team was pretty solid after Victor went down. I could see him. I don't know if maybe he's the guy that takes a lot less money to go out LA and maybe win a chip.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. So my number 9 guy was JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green was my number 9 guy. Averaged 9 and 6 last year. 48% from the field, 40% from 3. And I thought he had a good playoff run with the Clippers. Shout out to Doc Rivers and that Clippers team because I thought they had an excellent run. Gallo, Gallo's our boy. Once a Knick, always a Knick. I always like Gallo. But JaMychal Green, man, scrappy, gives you length, gives you versatility, gives you athleticism, can play on both ends. Like I said, the 3-point shooting, the defense. JaMychal Green is a guy I liked. And remember, J.Ellis, when we had Macri on the show last year, we had talked about him as a potential trade candidate when we were trying to get Courtney Lee out of here.
Yep.
That would have been a good trade.
Yeah. Terry, that was your number 9 guy, man. What did you like about him?
I'm all in on JaMychal Green. I bring this up. People who think Fizdale loves Moutier, wait till you meet his first love, JaMychal Green.
Yep.
Because Fizdale basically built this dude into what he is today in Memphis. JaMychal Green wasn't some highly touted prospect or anything. Fizdale really worked with him, got him in that outside J, tough as nails. Kind of in this, in the cheaper option at the 4 that we're all kind of talking about now. He's my number 1 guy. Because I think he gives you kind of what the others give you, but he gives you he's not as old as Thad, right? And his defense is better than Portis, so you kind of hit that, that perfect midpoint of what you want. And I think that Fizdale connection, man, I think he's someone, I think if Fizdale talks to him, he's like, come to New York, you know what I mean? Get to be in the Garden, maybe start at the 4, and be under my potential, maybe his favorite coach of all time, the one who gave him a shot. Yeah. That's a good, that's the kind of guy we could possibly get for cheap. Even if we do sign stars. So that's one to look out for. I think JaMychal Green has been, like I said, that physical connection strong. and he fits a really serious need at the 4 for us, and the shooting and all that.
He brings that toughness that we need, J.Ellis, man. We need some toughness at the 4 spot. You know, Mitch is my guy, but like I said, we need a lot of front court depth, man. We don't know if Mitch can stand up for 82 games. We still don't know that yet. It's a big test for him in his sophomore year, man.
Yep.
Right about that, man. And we can finesse him like we did Mario when Mario took that 1 year pay cut for $7 million. I mean, I can probably do that with JaMychal as well, man. I can see it happening, for sure.
Absolutely, man. JL, just slide to your left a little bit.
Good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great. All right, JLs, back to you. Your number 8 was Darren Collison. Now, this guy seems like this guy's always a free agent. Is it just me or the Knicks? Always interested in Darren Collison, man? This guy has never had a long-term deal or something, man.
It's because he's short, CP.
Yeah, I think so, man.
It is. Like, typically in the NBA, if you're 6 feet tall, even if you play well, even if your stats high, they were like, okay, was it about the defense? And they don't want to take the chance. So I feel like that's what it is. Because he's Chris Paul's protege.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming to his zone. He's been very solid. Victor Oladipo went down, and you can see by the numbers that he's shot pretty well from 3. I think he shot close to 40%. The year before that, he shot 46%. And when Victor Oladipo came down, he ran that offense efficiently and was able to keep the Pacers afloat, man. Everybody expected the Pacers to kind of fall down after a while after Victor took his toll and went down with the injury. But Darren was able to keep them afloat. So shout out to Darren, who kept that offense going. Of course, defense will be the problem still because he's
small. Yeah.
Yep. But he can run an offense, he can pass, he can shoot, and we don't have any really. What point guards do we have on this team that can shoot?
None. ISO.
0.
Yeah, ISO if you want to run him at the point.
Exactly. And ISO's not really a point guard. So that's why I threw in Darren Collison. Even though I really want to give our point guards a little bit more run, really, because we have so many, if we were to get a point guard, though, I would want a veteran, most likely.
Terry, what's your thoughts on Collison? I think he's nice, scrapper. 11.6. He's a solid, steady hand at the point guard position. One that he can run the offense better than anyone on our team right now. I can tell you that. Yeah. But I would be looking for him in a backup role, in a supporting role to DSJ.
Right. So that's what I'm going to ask you, J.Ellis. You have him if that's a backup to DSJ.
Yeah, I mean he's a backup or someone who can kind of mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to the chat. Somebody did say Kadeem Allen. Kadeem Allen is actually a nice little prospect as well. Yet to be seen if you do that from 82 game span, but I do like the prospect of Kadeem Allen.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look, Collison's solid. You know what you're getting. You can get some shooting. He can help organize the offense. Again, to me, he's not. I really just want to see DSJ and Frank and Kadeem if that's a 3. If you're not getting anyone big, I kind of want to see them go out there. Especially, I feel like you got to get a bit more evidence on Frank.
Yeah,
I agree. They might be keeping him. So I think, look, to this point, as bad as Frank has been at times, you don't have as much evidence as we should. He missed half of last season, the first season, all that stuff with Hornacek or whatever. So, to me, I'm not know if Collison's minutes are going to be, and his mentorship is worth finding out more about, not just Frank, about DSJ as well, and even Kadeem, even if he ends up being a solid contributor. But nice guy, if he comes in, another kind of solid vet, not going to cause problems, hit the 3, organize the offense, but not someone I can be excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I still think we need to go for a veteran point guard. I understand the need. I want to see DSJ and Frank get a bulk of the minutes. I still think we need, from a development standpoint, a coach on the floor, kind of like that Jared Jack type with less minutes. You know what I mean? Somebody that's going to come in and help DSJ prepare every night, help him run the offense. We've seen those inconsistencies with DSJ. Help him in practice. You know what I mean? Make sure he's taking care of his body. Somebody like that he can really look up to. He's on the second team in as many years. So I think having a veteran behind him will kind of help stabilize him a little bit.
Yeah, our team is in a weird state, man. Like I said, I'm more interested in giving our young guys some run, just like Terry said, but also understand what it means to have a veteran in here who can actually show you what to do and show you how to move. So it's like with this team, you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place in a bunch of positions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you're giving up one to give up something. You're taking one to give up something else.
Yeah. I interviewed the guy Brian Oringer, scout with Brian. And he was a former scout with the Raptors and the Hawks. I interviewed him last night. We talked about RJ. I'm going to put that out between tomorrow and Saturday. And I asked him, I was like, some people will disagree in terms of needing a vet. Some people see it as overrated. He said you absolutely need veteran players on your team to kind of solidify the rookies, especially when they're going through that 82-game, grind. He said you need that veteran presence to help the rookies.
Big time. Like I said, Scott Perry's been through, he started, 2017, so we get the early KP MVP thing, and then we're tanking the rest of that year. We tanked last year. Scott Perry knows he needs to put some wins on the board. We have to show progress this year, and we do need bets. We can't have the kind of randomness last year that we saw a lot of times where, almost like they're predetermined starting lineup changes after X amount of games.
Yeah.
This year, even more so if we strike out, we really have to show that we're building as a franchise, and it's not just out there, talking about this culture change. So we need bets. We need 3. We're so young. Like people talk about, I was just telling you that, but you look at how young we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're young enough. Like we don't need to just keep collecting more kids. We gotta sprinkle in a little bit of guidance and bets there. I think the Hawks did a good job of kind of balancing that a bit last year.
Absolutely, Terry.
Look at. I'm sorry. One more point. Look at what.
Yeah.
The biggest point ever. Look what happened when DeAndre Jordan landed with Mitchell Robinson. And think about what that can mean for somebody like the SJ or somebody like Kevin Knox. If you get somebody in here who can show them the ropes of their position, like, young man, don't do this, cut this way, cut that way. Like, that's invaluable, man. It's very invaluable. So we don't just need young pieces. We need some veterans here and there to show these guys how to do it.
I agree, man. I agree. So me and Terry's number 8, we need sharpshooting, man. Give me Bojan Bogdanovic, 6'8", 216, 18 points a game, 42% from 3, 50% overall, season high 37.7 boards. This is the guy, man. This is the guy I would throw some money at. We need 3-point shooting. We've needed 3-point shooting for like 3 years. We haven't solved that issue, man. It's a 3-point shooting league. This guy is a flamethrower, and I think this is one of the free agency acquisitions I like, man. Terry, what about you?
I'm all in. I'm hyped for Bojan potentially. I mean, there's no smoke at all right now, as much as some of the bigger guys. I'm a huge Bojan fan. It comes from the series. I mean, I've always respected him as a player. I watched that series a couple years ago, LeBron's last year, that Pacers series.
Oh, yeah. They scared him a little bit.
Legitimately defending LeBron and somehow keeping up with him. He had a combination of everything. He had the strength to stay with LeBron, the defensive end, and, he's stretching for the offensive end. People realize, we talk about Oladipo going down. It was more than even Collison or Thad Young. It was Bojan carrying the hell out of them last year.
Yeah.
I didn't even think he was capable of that. So the role he'd be playing, I mean, he would be our best player for 100%, but he wouldn't be the number one option in the sense where we're forcing it to him.
Yep.
This is the guy. Listen, he probably wants to go to contender. It's another one of those weird things. But it's the guy who plays defense. He's not gifted on that end, but he plays defense, knows where to be, can shoot lights out, knows where to get on offense. Exactly the kind of guy you want players to look at and learn how to play the NBA game. And solid, man. And the shooting, that's like you said, absolute
shooting. We need shooting badly, man.
Love with Bojan. I can see him bombing threes, the Garden going crazy. Man, once I saw that defense on LeBron a couple years ago, and LeBron was definitely genuinely trying, and Bojan was at least able to bother him.
Yeah.
This guy, if he's giving you that on both ends, that's huge. He's not a liability there, and that's big.
He's not locked down, but he's not going to kill you. He's a scrapper.
Exactly.
He's a scrapper. He fights. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that fights, man. J.Ellis, what's your thoughts on him?
So would you have him start and have Knox off the bench?
That's my worry. That's my biggest problem because he's only 6'8". I don't know if you could run him at the 4.
Yeah.
For whole season.
Yeah, because I agree with everything you guys said, but it's like I said, it's a very tricky balance because of the small forward, the young small forwards and the young guards we have on this team between Knox, Frank, everybody forgets ISO Zoe is here as well.
Dotson.
Dotson. You know what I'm saying? Plus RJ, there's only like but so many minutes here.
Yeah.
So it's like this guy is great. He's good. He's good at what he does. But you always have that. You always gonna have that problem. So all right, where are these minutes coming from?
Yeah, and I don't know if he comes here to be a 6-man, to be honest. I'd
Yeah.
love him as a 6-man. Like, him and Zoe coming off the
Yeah,
bench. Like, the
that's
amount
what
of
I'm
scoring
saying.
would be insane. But, I don't know what he's motivated. I think he's 30 right now.
30,
so,
yeah, 30. He's 30 years old right now.
Yeah, whatever he does right now is determining what his legacy or whatever it is in the NBA ends up being. So, big summer for him. That, he may really be looking for a team that's closer to being where they should be.
Yeah.
But believe me, even if Knicks fans who don't know that much about him, I guarantee if we happen to sign him, and it's not a crazy, dumb contract for too many years or whatever, you will see this guy being a fan favorite early in the season. He's going to have the garden on fire. He's that type of guy.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What do you guys in the chat think about Bojan Bogdanovic? This is my guy. This is the guy right here, man. This is the guy I would really like to see on this team, man, to help us with some shooting. Sorely needed. Sorely needed.
I don't know anyone was all in on Bojan like me. So good to hear.
Yo, yeah. No, we need shooting, man. Just looking at this list, we need shooting in the worst way.
Yeah.
It's just where we're gonna put him. Like, like small forwards is like small forwards are like dope. It's dope to have a fire small forwards. Like, where are these minutes coming from?
Right.
Be like, are we gonna prioritize? I mean, that's the problem with half this list, really. Half this list was like, yo, where are these minutes going?
Yeah.
But with the small forwards, even more so. This was with small forwards. It's like with guards and power forwards, you can kind of like make an argument for it. Small forwards, it's like, all right, damn, we got already 6 people. There's like 6'7", 6'8".
Facts.
I mean, do you guys think Knox ends up as a 4 in the league? 100%.
It's funny. Somebody asked me that yesterday. I was at the hashtag sports conference over the past 2 days in New York. Somebody asked me that. I forgot if Knox could play small ball 4. I mean, he's kind of like a tweener, right? That's what me and the guy were talking about. It's kind of like a tweener because he's still going to be way too slow to guard a lot of the top threes.
Yeah.
And will he ever be big enough to hold it down as a 4th? It'll be left to be seen.
Yeah.
I feel like
then you wonder, is there? Yeah. Oh, you go, J.Ellis.
Oh, I was just saying, it seems like he's years away from even considering that. Like 4 or 5 years away.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, all right, you're a power forward now.
Right.
Because I think Tobias was 100% a 3. Now the NBA changed.
Yeah.
Because when Tobias came in, he had to be a 3. It wasn't an option for guys like that to really be a 4. But he grew into his body over time. And Knox has a frame. Knox is 6'9", could end up being 6'10". The rumors about him throwing. He has a body. If he eats enough and gets up there, he can definitely potentially hold his own. And every now and then on the boards, I do see him being pretty aggressive. There are times that season you see like a month or a couple of weeks here, he was really getting after the rebounds, or at least showing effort. But that'd be interesting to see. We definitely need a 4. It'd be interesting to see if they sign someone who's more of a 3, what phase and whatever they end up trying to figure out as a result.
True indeed, man. Good points, Terry. Now, before we get into our number 7 guy, because it was unanimous between all of us, there were reports between yesterday and today that, and this guy wasn't on our list. That's why I wanted to bring him up, and that's Boogie Cousins. Now, there's reports. There was one report from Mark Stein that said the Knicks could be interested in giving Boogie a 1-year large deal if they don't get their top targets. Then Begley came in and corrected and then said the Knicks are still prioritizing Randle and Portis over Boogie before they would consider that. Me personally, I'm not considering him at all. I think, let me tell you something. It is a terrible idea to go out and give this dude a crazy 1-year bag to come on this team that's going to go through some tough times already with his sketchy past. There's no reason to do that. In New York. You heard what Noah said about New York. New York was too lit for him. New York was too lit for him. The reason Boogie worked with Golden State was because he could fly under the radar. He could do whatever he wanted. Even if he wilded out on Golden State, they can kick him off the team and they wouldn't even miss him. Because my guy Kevon Looney was doing his thing anyway. I told people that. They didn't need Boogie.
Yep,
So, I just say, to me, that's not the guy that you want when we trying to bring harmony right now. We're trying to bring harmony right now, Terry.
Not on this team. Listen, Boogie, you brought up Golden State, right? Boogie was at a situation where he knew he couldn't be the reason they didn't win because his career already had that label of, somewhat inefficient center, as much as a center could be inefficient on bad teams, putting up crazy stats. Right? Cancer, locker room cancer, team cancer, all that. So he knew at Golden State, he at least had to be on his best behavior.
Yep.
What do you do when you put Boogie on this team, right? So we strike out, we put Boogie on this team. Maybe you sign someone else, but we got Boogie and no one else major. And in January, we're at 17-23, and there's a party in Midtown Manhattan.
Exactly. and he's making $25 million.
Like, as much as I believe Boogie, if Boogie got signed, he would come here and tell us a lot of great things at the press conference about how Golden State changed him. We saw what it was like at the top level, blah, blah, blah. When it's cold in New York and it's mid-January and the Knicks are hitting their January slump and you're the only vet on the team and it's a bunch of 19-year-olds and Boogie's going to be, 27?
Chill.
How much, is Boogie really the guy who's going to be like, guys, come on, we got to do extra great? He's not.
You know what, guys?
J.Ellis, jump in here, man. No way, man.
You know what? I'm going to have to play devil's advocate since both of y'all are going so hard.
Okay.
I'm just playing devil advocate just for fun. I mean, he's coming off a bad year when he's being rehabbed, so maybe he'll have a better year this year. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe the three-point shot will come back. Will come back around. And you know what? We need some spacing. We need spacing, man. Some threes and the threes
He's too slow, J.Ellis, man. He's too slow, man.
He can pass from the top of the key. He was fitting in with Golden State.
That's my favorite thing, the passing at least.
Passing, yes, and he could shoot the three. I get it. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm just saying that's not the direction I'm trying to go in, man.
Like, how many Achilles guys is he about to go after, man?
Right. Yeah, exactly, Terrence. Let's go slowly here. Let's go slowly here, man.
To be a little devil's advocate, I'll give you an example. I definitely think there's also maybe some time where Boogie does come here and maybe he's a little bit cleaned up a bit from Golden State and he gives his all, but I'm like, what's the best version of that? And I'm like, I don't know if that is worth what the worst version of it is.
Not worth it, man.
We got rid of Noah before we really had to.
Yeah.
Because of potential chemistry issues with the new.
Oh, we lost.
He's not that guy. You're putting a lot on him. You're not asking him, mentor Mitch. You're pretty much asking this guy to be a leader of this completely young, impressionable team.
Exactly.
What can go wrong?
Yeah, what can go wrong? Everything.
Everything. I can hear about the midseason fight in Tarrytown where Boogie puts Dennis Smith Jr. and left practicing a huff.
Absolutely, man.
I don't want it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's run through. We got 2 more, 7 and 6, and then we're going to go to the phone. Shout out everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys if you're a diehard Knicks fan. This is the home for you. This is the #1 show for the fan, by the fan. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man J.Ellis from Nick of Time Show. Our boy Terrence Ross from the Terry and Trey Show in the building. We're going to be here tonight and tomorrow breaking down our top 10 free agent targets for the Knicks. Coming in at number 7, unanimous decision, Julius Randle. Julius Randle, 21 points, 8 boards, 52% from the field. Showed that he could stretch the floor a little bit this year. 34%. I would call him a 3-point capable shooter. Capable. Nothing too crazy. 45 and 11, according to him, that was on Canner's head.
Yeah, it
was. which sadly takes away from it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it does. You need to less
bro, keep that to yourself. Don't tell us when you distract that.
Yeah.
It's better banter than that, man.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I'd take him. I'm not thrilled at a crazy deal for him. I hope it would be like a 2-year deal, nothing more. What do you guys think, J.Ellis? What's your takes on Julius Randle, man?
Cancer 2.0.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's Cancer 2.0. Like, he can listen. He led the Pelicans in scoring when AD went down, and it didn't result in a lot of wins. Take that as you will. Like, as much as he was scoring, he was giving up just as many buckets.
Yeah.
The same problem you had when Cantor was here. But you're a little bit tempted because, damn, the Knicks need scoring, and where is that coming from? That was also a problem last season, especially when we moved Cantor. but then we're going to end up with the same kind of problem again. You see the 0.6 blocks per game is very Cantor-esque.
Terry, man, it's very interesting because I think I was doing some research and I saw that he wasn't too far away from Cantor on that defensive rating in those rankings this year, man. You know,
right.
the two of them were going at it back and forth on Twitter, and all I could think about was that Spider-Man meme with the two guys pointing at each other. Because it's like, here we are now. We couldn't wait to get Cantor out of here.
And
now we want to bring the Black Cantor in here.
Black Cantor, I was going to say that.
Go ahead, Terry.
Here's what I'll say, at least a caveat about that is he's not a 5. At least he won't be a 5 for us.
Yeah.
He'll play a little bit of 5, obviously, in some smaller ball lineups, but we have our 5 in Mitch. So we won't be relying on him to anchor a defense the same way Ennis had to, at the 5 position. You couldn't play Ennis anywhere else. Now, while his defense has definitely regressed, last year with LA, he was a pretty decent defender, very active, and was starting to get those Draymond Green comps.
Yeah.
He kind of changed his play style. He got a bigger role. Even that last year in LA, though, he's already progressing like crazy. I remember a lot of fans were upset that he did end up, not staying with them. But Julius Randle it's interesting because, again, it's one of these guys who I think defends based on how much he cares about his matchup, how much his coach can motivate him, and how involved his team is on defense. But he's not incapable. So these guys who are, at least have the physical attributes to defend, I'm a little bit more intrigued by. Because while I have issues with Fizz's X's and O's, I do trust Fizz as a motivator. And I can see someone like Randle picking it up, being in New York with the guard behind his back. But to me, I think we all have him on our list. So it's not, we're definitely, fond of him enough that we're willing to have a contract. It's all about the contract.
He's not a kid, man.
It's all about the contract.
So to me, I'm like 2 years, 20 mil. If everything doesn't work, that's what I'm going.
Yeah.
I even talked into like 2 years, 24, 5, just because, you get a solid guy, whatever. Next year's free agency might be garbage. I don't want to do that. But once it's, I can't go to 3 years. I cannot go to 3 no matter what. And we have so much money to spend, which is why
that's the thing.
If it ends up 25, I won't be like, completely upset. But to me, 2 years, 20 million. And if you could somehow turn the second year to a team option, which I think is totally unrealistic. But maybe 2 years, 20 million, second year player option or something is something that he might go for. But it's the money. Like it's
all
really,
about the money.
The money and years with Randle.
Absolutely, man. Good points, Terry. So let's see. Let's see what the market has for one Julius Randle. What do you guys think in the chat about Julius Randle? I know we spoke about this on multiple streams, getting your opinions on it. It's been reported for multiple days now that the Knicks and Julius Randle now have mutual interest. So let's see what happens, man. Also, for you guys in the chat, the fan poll is up. Click on the eye icon at the top right. Vote in tonight's fan poll, and we'll announce the winners right after the show once we get to the close. Shout out to everybody. What's that?
What's the poll supposed to be?
Oh, you gotta click and vote, J.Ellis. My fault. I forgot.
On my fans.
Yeah.
My guy trying to get by nepotism, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. But once again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up for your boys for a little free agency. Good luck. Okay, so the last one for tonight is number 6, and we're going to take phone calls right after this. Number 6, unanimously, and this is number 6, D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo coming off of his all-star year, 21.7 dimes, only 36% from 3, but 43% overall. Coming off a season high of 44 points, 12 dimes. D'Angelo Russell, hey, listen, give credit where credit is due. He helped the Nets. The reason they were 16 and they won all those games, he was a big part of that. D'Lo was a big part of that. I think for me, it comes down to the money. Yep. I feel like if he's a guy that, it took him into his third year for him to get to this level. My thing is, can you trust that over a long term? Are you going to commit 3-4 years to him? Can you trust that production from him? I would particularly rather just roll the dice on DSJ. That's just me. That's just me. But like I said, if the price is right, I would go for D'Lo. J.Ellis, I'm going to you. What do you think?
it's the same problem we've had before with the point guards. We have so many point guards here that we have to look at. And it's like, man, can we pick a direction and go? Like, if we're going to go with a young point guard to develop long term, then why don't we just keep going with DSJ or Frank or Kadeem? Like, because, you know, like you said, like, those guys, D'Lo turned on this past year.
Yeah.
Maybe DSJ can turn on this year.
Right.
And also, it's like, I don't want to give this guy no max money after one good year. I learned my lesson from J.R. Smith. Like, I don't want to do that again.
It's risky, Terry. It's risky, man.
Yeah, man. I get to the years. My guy's max is $27 million. Like, that number is scary. I think he's getting it because I think small markets, Phoenix and Indiana, they both have needs at the point guard position. One of them is, if not both of them, are going to be offering him the max, I think. So if you're getting him, you're probably already convincing him to not take the max.
Yeah.
Do you want DSJ at 3 years, 100 and whatever? Like, I don't know, because I just feel like Dennis Smith Jr. got such a weird season last year.
Yeah. You know what's so funny to me with DSJ is, like, when we went through the whole draft and drafting Frank, everybody's like, you're idiots. Why didn't you take Dennis Smith Jr.? Why didn't you take Donovan Mitchell? And now that DSJ's here and we're at the end of the season looking at potential upgrades, quote unquote, now he's just damaged. Now he's just trash.
Yo, he came in the middle of the season, though.
Came in the middle of the season.
Or, like, first of all, D'Lo, people who were saying D'Lo is way better than DSJ, were you saying that 2 years ago?
Right.
No one was saying that 2 years ago. Like, you got to actually give people time. And the fact that we even got him in the half of the season with no training camp, no points of interest with a Mosh Posh team, like, it kind of disrupts your numbers and your flow of things, dog. Like, we got to actually give him a full season to really evaluate this kid and see whether or not he's worth it or not, because he's going to be a free agent soon.
Yeah,
so, like,
he missed the ending of the season too. So it wasn't like he actually, like, played out the year. Like, I think, in the last 10, 15 games, him and Frank, I know Frank had the groin thing, but then DSJ had the back, which kind of wasn't reported on that much.
Well, that's an issue. That's an issue. You know, like, let's just call it you know, that is definitely an issue for a guy that young.
Yeah, I'm not super high on DSJ overall as a point guard. I'm high on him in the idea of, like, let's see what we have, because I would rather have more evidence than less before I put money down. To me, putting long-term money down, you have to kind of know you're going to be winning. You could put the money on D'Angelo Russell, and we could still be a lottery team for 4 years. Yeah, like, that's actually. I mean, obviously, with RJ, one of these guys is going to pop between RJ, Kevin, Mitch, etc. But I get D'Angelo Russell. I can't look at my roster opening day and say, "Oh, we got him, so this is going to happen."
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, we go from 17 to 33, and now it's got 27 million in this guy. I'm like, if DSJ takes a jump, we might get 33 wins anyway without spending the money.
Yeah.
And then I don't think you're getting him on a cheap. I just don't see how he's gonna accept a low ball offer or a short year offer, because the teams that have real needs,
Pacers, Lakers.
Yeah. How are they not gonna just the Suns and the Pacers especially? That's the kind of guy you just throw the money at because you're not a free agent.
Yeah.
And if you're DSJ, if you're D'Lo, what is he, 23 now?
D'Lo, let me check it real quick. Yeah. D'Lo is, how old is he? Come on, Basketball Reference. D'Lo is,
he's like 23 or something. That's to my head.
He was born in 96. 23. Damn, I'm old, boy.
Right. So I think he's the kind of, at 23, you could go sign your 4-year contract in Phoenix. It's not the biggest market, but you're going to leave there at 27. It's not like you're done.
Yeah.
So, whereas another older guy might say, I don't want to spend the best years of my career in Phoenix. He might just say, let me get this bag. Let me do this, see how it is. Maybe me and Booker are killing it in 4 years. Or maybe I'm out. I'm 27 now. I'm going to go up my big deal in a big market, wherever I want to go. So, I don't know, man. I don't see how you get him on anything less than a 3-4 year deal.
I agree.
Yeah. And then you're really paying the money, and our team's just not there yet.
I agree.
We're not there yet.
The only reason
investment.
Ahead,
the only way I see him accepting a deal like that if he's like really intent and sticking it to Brooklyn for not signing him.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go
scorned.
See, but that's not
on some petty stuff. You know?
That sounds like the Wiggins deal. Remember Minnesota?
Oh.
Like Wiggins promised to get better. Like, yo, we're gonna pay. He's like, yeah, I'll get better. I promise I will.
Oh
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah, how does D'Lo look now? You didn't think of that. Good point you
Yeah.
brought up. How does D'Lo look making $27 million a year now, feeling like he made it? Like, D'Lo kind of had to fight for, his respect again after what happened. And that edge, I think, turned him into who he is today. What happens when he gets the bag? The Knicks, we've seen contract here.
Man, money ties you down, man.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Money
I'm like,
ties you down.
1 year, like you said, 1 year, man. Oh, it's only one good year. I want more proof.
Hell yeah.
Beware of the contract year curse.
Beware of it.
Start balling out their contract year, get the bag, and the next year they turn back into a pumpkin.
I'm telling you. So,
And
I'm
D'Lo
telling you,
is not-
Jails.
And D'Lo is not, like I said, D'Lo's not a franchise-changing guy. To me, if you want to take a risk on a guy, you got to feel like you got like a Giannis coming up and you can see the progression.
Right.
I'm like, all of these deals, I'm like, what's the best case scenario? What is D'Lo doing the best he can? How far are we going as a franchise? And I'm like, even if he does well for his level, I still feel you're gonna have some trouble trading that contract if you want to trade it in 3 years. There'll be some. It wouldn't be the easiest contract to change. It'd still be like a fairly big one. I don't know, man. Is it worth it? That's how I feel.
Is it worth it, man?
And to be fair, he could be a lot better in a few years. He's still young.
He's still young himself. He's still young.
He's still young. The thing is, it's just not a sure thing. So you don't want to spend max money on something that's not a sure thing. It's like almost a bet. You don't know what you're getting.
I agree.
We don't need to. We're not. We're so far, and the fan base is finally ready for the actual long haul.
Yeah.
Right. We actually, people were comparing us in the AD trade to the Lakers, and I'm like, we're not desperate. They have LeBron.
Right.
They got to do something.
They have to do something.
They have to do something.
They have to do something.
Well, the whole LOL Knicks narrative the media likes to run with, the Knicks have to do something this summer. We didn't promise anything. Perry did not tell you anything guaranteed was going to happen.
Yeah.
I heard him, Terry.
Let's go, man.
Perry hasn't said a word. Perry has not said a thing that we're going to put ourselves in a position to do different things.
Absolutely, man.
I don't know.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. So that was our 10 through 6. Tomorrow, we're going to get from 5 to 1. So if you guys are watching live or watching later on demand, let us know in the comment section and let us know in the chat what you guys thought about the list, who stuck out to you, who didn't you like. Let us know. Give honest feedback. Shout out to everybody once again. One point guard, since we're on the topic of point guards, and we're going to get to the phones right after that. One point guard whose name also came up in the news today based on the potential Kemba fallout was Scary Terry Rozier. Now they're saying because Boston is interested in Kemba, that would lead to Boston rescinding Terry Rozier's restricted free agent status, making him an unrestricted free agent. I'm good on this guy. Capable defender, good defender. I'm good on him, man. I just feel like, me personally, and I mentioned this on Twitter in terms of Terry Rozier, to me, if we're going to go to point guard route, I either want somebody who's going to be a cut above the rest of what we have right now, or a cut below who's going to be prepared for a veteran backup role. I don't need a guy that's going to come in and be in the carousel in the mix, give you a great game one night and give you a lousy game another. You don't know what you're going to get from him. He's still in development himself, and you're going to have to overpay for him. I don't see that. I don't see Terry Rozier making any sense for us, to be honest, man. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm in agreement, man. Like, I don't see him and DSJ working at all, competing for a spot.
Yeah.
Not going to be good team chemistry. Like you said, CP, for me, even if you don't get a guy who's better, then I want a knockdown shooter. What I want is a different point guard. So either we're getting a vet who's going to organize, teach DSJ, and if Frank is the one or whatever, show them really how to run an offense. Or, obviously superstars we talk about. Or someone who, Steph Curry's more of a 2. We don't have him on our list. But I wouldn't mind a guy like Seth Curry.
Seth Curry, I would bring in because of the shooting.
Because he could knock it down. Like, we got to get either shooting at that spot or someone who's just better.
Right.
Like you said, throwing in Terry. So now you're throwing in someone who's older than both DSJ and Frank by a considerable amount, but still not far enough in his development to really say, the main guy. Not like a bad attitude guy, but definitely a personality that, like,
you got a chip on his shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, chip on his shoulder, kind of, which could, that could go either way.
Facts.
I don't know, man. He can't shoot really. Like he had a couple of hot series.
Yeah, he caught fire a
playoff,
couple series. He caught fire, but can you trust it?
I can't really shoot, so you're still gonna have a issue with the spacing. And again, but he's someone who I on a 1-year deal. I could see him coming to New York on a let me come to New York and prove it, build my trade, build my value up for a free agency class where there's not that many big names in 2020. So if the Knicks feel like they just want to put together a competitive roster, I could see him potentially coming for way cheaper than some of the reported numbers for a year, some kind of thing they could work out. But I'm not an exciting guy from either. And his name is popping up now. So.
No, I'm not excited about it. J.Ellis jumping.
And it's like, you know what it is? So I know why the Knicks are looking at him. Because that year when Kyrie was down, the Celtics were looking pretty good, and he was in the middle of it, and he was the reason why. And he has these weird numbers where he shoots bad from the field, but he's kind of like Knox, where you look around, he'll shoot bad from the field, but he'll shoot like 40% from three. At least the season when Kyrie was out. So you're thinking might be with Kyrie gone and him having more free reign, then maybe you can see some 3-point production from him this year. And also, even a potential triple-double threat because I feel like he had a couple of those the season before as well. But like you said before, it's still the same problem. It's these middle-of-the-road guys we have to kind of invest time into.
Right.
We have to pick a direction. I don't want to invest into
not the best use of our time.
ESJ, and it's a bad use of our time. We just have to concentrate on what we have right.
Agreed, man.
Yeah. Like we said, get a different point guard. Even Rubio, who can't shoot at all.
Yeah.
Rubio can organize an offensive pass.
Right.
At least if Rubio's there, I feel like, we're doing something totally different with this guy. He's giving guys something different. Like I said, Seth Curry. But I'm like, Terry Rozier just seems like another version of DSJ in a way. Without the athleticism, maybe a bit of a better shooter, maybe more experienced, better defender, but not so different that you wouldn't just want to see what DSJ might be able to do.
Yeah, like
Agreed,
if we do get another point guard here, like I would want a veteran point guard if we're going that route. Just like I said, to show people the roles. Like even Patrick, I had Patrick Beverly on the list and I took him off. I was playing the idea of having Patrick Beverly here because he has that dog in him. Yeah, and he can shoot threes and get in people's face and show people how to play with tenacity. So something like that will work as well. But like, you just need a different look, or a Rubio, like you said. You just need a different look. Not a different look.
Agreed, man. Agreed. Once again, shout out to everybody in the chats, whether you're watching on Knicks Fan TV or the Nick of Time Show. This is the home for you, #1 show for the fans, by the fans. CP from Knicks Fan TV here. If you guys are new to the chat, leave us with a hashtag new. We got about over 700 people here watching on YouTube alone. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook, on Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, wherever you guys are watching from. Salute to you guys. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Rep your city, man. Wherever you guys are tuning in from, we like to see where you guys are checking in from globally. Throw your cities in the chat so we could shout you guys out also. All right, first call of the night. I know some guys are waiting a long time. Let's go to L from Rochester. He wants to talk about KD, free agency, and DSJ. L, how you feeling, man?
Yo, I'm all right. Yo, first thing, I just want to touch on the fact I was hearing you guys talk about our team. And what's crazy is like, I don't agree with our team being like a 17-win team. It's obviously that we was tanking, so a lot of games that we had, we could have easily won, but Fizdale just like completely just like, you knew we was nailing it in. So, honestly, like, I think our range is probably, like, within, like, 25, maybe 30 wins, to be honest. So, I mean, I think we're a lot better than what people are making us seem. And as far as DSJ, I think it was a lack of conditioning that played a part in him just looking like he was looking. Because it's obviously that he has chemistry, because when he first came to the Knicks, you seen how him and DeAndre Jordan was throwing them alleys and all that. So it's not like he doesn't know how to. So he can't play a part of the team. It's just that he was in Dallas and Luka just took the shine. It was quiet for him. They realized what they had in Luka, a bigger man that was a guard that could do whatever he wanted to do with the ball. He's a phenomenal talent. But, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't really know where I stand with DSJ at all the way, but I really want to see what we got because I think that if DSJ plays how he's supposed to play, man, it'd be lights out. But, and as far as KD comes to the Knicks, man, I want KD. I ain't even going to lie, but at the same time, if KD don't come, man, oh, well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I mean, I ain't missing him too much, you know, because he still got to sit out a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
right.
who knows just how Anthony Davis played that whole situation, how he got in New Orleans. Who knows what's going to shake free later in the NBA. Somebody always shakes free. It always happens. It always happens.
Okay.
But
appreciate the call, man. My bad. We just got a ton of calls and we want to get through it so we can wrap up. Yeah, I mean, listen, the KD thing is definitely a gamble, no doubt about it. We don't know what he's going to be like. You have doctors who are saying, you know, when you come back from an Achilles, it's really in your second year of the recovery that you become yourself. So what are you talking about? It could be in the third year of a 4-year deal that you actually see KD at his maximum, which could still be 90% of himself.
Yeah. The one weird thing with the KD thing, though, KD in a weird way would buy the core more time.
Yes.
Simply being like, so I look at the scenario. If KD was signed and he was healthy, right, we would 100% have to ship off some of these kids because there were just too many kids for us to really build a championship roster, which we'd have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But KD being on the mend, we 100% get this year as a blank slate now to see what RJ, Mitch, how much Mitch and Knox improve, what DHA looks like if Frank gets better. And then even his first year back, if he, like we said, if he is still kind of working through some stuff, you kind of somewhat get some of that in year two. Now you're talking about the money we're spending, that's a whole different thing. But it'd be interesting to see how far RJ could get as potentially a number one option with KD on the sidelines. And if it ends up like a perfect thing where RJ's ready to kind of take that mantle and KD comes in and it's like a nice symbiotic, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hate J.Ellis. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, at the same time, too, I feel like a year from now, there's gonna be a few people off the books too. Like BSJ might not even be here. We don't even know. So I mean, like, we might be able to sign somebody else next season. Actually, you know what? Free agency next season is not. Actually,
honestly, man, I can't even think about free agency next season, man. Let me just get through. We can't do that again, man.
Can't do that again.
This has been a 1-year process already, man.
Hey man, listen, 4 to 8 years from now, Zion will be a free agent.
Yeah, now we gotta be talking about Zion, Chase. I'm gonna be long gone by then, Jay.
RJ is gonna recruit him.
I'll be long gone from there, man.
Zay My nephew's gonna be doing the post game live.
Yeah. Zay from Maryland. Zay from Maryland is up next. What up, Zay? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, guys?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Good. Can't complain. I just wanted to say, I just wanted to kind of put my input on, like, if we just happen to strike out, I kind of just touch base on what the last person was saying. We're not totally, like, out of the water, Right now, the league is a top-heavy league. Majority of the top wigs. Yeah, the Warriors are out, but you still got Houston that's possible. You still got the Lakers now. We got about 3 to 4 years before anyone's really taking it from the top 4 teams that's there, which is Houston, Golden State, and Milwaukee and Toronto and things like that. So, I mean, if we continue to just build our guys up and actually build consistency, this is the first time we've had actual talent on the team. And I feel like we got to just stay the course. I mean, let our players kind of get comfortable with each other, build chemistry as well as grow, and then later on we can bring the free agency in along the way, but not like force our hand and trade half the young guys for like a star.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to say. All
right, appreciate the call, man. Definitely appreciate that.
No
Zay.
problem.
All right, let's go to so that was Zay. Appreciate the call. Let's go to BK. Let's go to Will. Will from LI wants to talk about free agency. Wants to sign.
Yeah.
Will, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yo, J.Ellis, CP, Trey. Oh, big fan of you, Trey. I love the video you
It's Terry, man.
Knicks fans are loyal.
It's Terry, Will.
Oh, Terry, my bad.
Thank you, man.
I wasn't looking at the thing. I wasn't looking at the video. Either way, you still put out good content. I love it. My bad. Listen, Yeah, listen, man. When it comes to the agents that you guys were saying, if we strike out, right? One of the names I did not like was Bobby Portis. Question, answer me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he the one that punched one of his teammates or something like that?
He did.
Yeah. I mentioned that.
Right,
I mentioned
Hey, Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr, man. If you want to be great, that's what you got to do.
you gotta punch somebody. No?
He's the GOAT, though. He's the GOAT. So he get a little bit more leeway. I'm not messing with Bobby Portis. That dude just gives me bad vibes all around. I don't like his face. I don't like nothing about this guy. So take away from Bobby Portis. One of the names that you guys did say that I like was Seth. I really do like Seth. I think he'd be a good piece. And in terms of veteran leadership, I'd go with Vince Carter. I think Vince Carter is a good old head, you know?
Yeah.
He wouldn't play too much, and he's just going to be there showing these guys, what it means to be, you know, an all-star and the work that goes into that. So I'd really be looking at that. Ultimately, you know, the dream scenario, I hope we get KD, just because it'll take away a lot of the pressure that we will have to spend the money, because he'll be taking a good chunk like that. And then, you know, it just let these guys grow. I think it's going to be great next season, because this past season, it was okay, I'm only looking out for Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson. Now, I can look out for Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, DSJ, and RJ Barrett, and ISO. So it's all these guys that you're going to be looking at while they're playing, and it's just going to be a good thing overall. But that's my little 2 cents, man. I love all you guys. Keep up the good work. Keep hustling. And I'm happy that y'all all with us with this crazy-ass weekend that we're about to have.
Yes, it is, man.
Keep it pushing,
Knicks therapy. Appreciate it, Will. Appreciate it, man. Yo, first of all, 2 things that had me cracking up. Somebody, we were talking about Bobby Portis punch somebody. Somebody said somebody needs to punch Frank awake.
Damn.
That was Demo B in the chat.
No.
We don't advocate for violence, man, but that was hilarious.
Funny enough, though, Mirotic and Portis, they kind of made up. And I remember reading something a lot of the players on the team supported Bobby. It was a case where, I'm just saying.
I did too, yo. I did too. If you listen to KOTG, I supported Bobby. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I heard people say it. But I will say this, if you Google Bobby Portis, that dude got crazy eyes.
Yeah, he do got the crazy eyes, man. That's just tenacity.
No, but those who don't know the story, Mirotic stepped to Bobby, and Bobby was like, "Yo, chill. I'm just trying to play ball."
Yeah.
Mirotic stepped to him 3 times, and I think he pushed him before Barty popped him in the face.
Oh man.
So I was on Mirotic, and then Bobby got suspended, but I mean, he didn't instigate it. He was trying to walk away.
Jesus. And
no issue since.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, those things happen. If I would hope that Ninja P and them do their background work. If they're confident in this kid's, character, do some background work, do some investigations, and if he pans out, bring him in. I'm fine with that.
Honorable mention Noah Vonleh.
Yeah, right. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's see where people are checking in from. We got Carlos Torres from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Knicks Junkie from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We got Carlos Martinez from Perth, Australia. Sandtwick from Perth, Australia. We got Australia in the building. Global. GCal27 from Long Island. We got Bomani, Toronto. Right. $5, what's good from Philly. VA Beach in the building. What's going on? Gambit Management. Queens, New York. Billy Bats in the building. What's going on? We got Shaolin, Little BJ Rock. Awesomeness from Brooklyn. What's going on, man? Salute to everybody. G-Stars from Apopka, Florida.
All right.
Yeah, man. Global out here, man. Definitely global. One more point on Will's point on Vince Carter, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I don't want to hear no Vince Carter news until, the day before the preseason. This is way too important, man. I don't want to hear Vince Carter and the Knicks have interest. I saw those articles from Begley, and, I immediately kept scrolling. Nah, I'm not reading this right now. I can't read this right now, man.
We got 37 shooting guards on this team, dog.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm not talking about
That's
that
why
damn
we
Vince
shipped off
Carter,
Courtney
man.
Lee. I mean, like I said, if he's gonna be a 15th man and I expect to play that much, he's gonna be a motivational speaker. I'm cool.
Absolutely.
These guys need minutes.
These guys need minutes, man.
Yo, wait, but tell me I'm lying.
Yeah.
They're the type of coach to play VC way longer than and justify it with something like this. It's been Saturday, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, I just think Vince had it going. I just think Vince had it going for that stretch.
I don't want to disrupt the flow.
I didn't want to disrupt the flow, man. I just think Vince had it going tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think it was fair to ISO if I brought him back in at this point.
Facts, man, facts.
Remember when Vince put Timmy on Levert? Talked about
man.
Defense? Yeah, don't
Long
be shocked.
live Timmy, man.
Gives Vince an ISO at the end of the game saying, yo, we got to train these guys how to close games.
We gotta give Vince's motorcycle one more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, man. All right, on the phones, we got our guy Ari in the building. Ari, how you feeling, bro?
Here.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm feeling all right. How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's good?
Nothing. I mean, I know you guys are doing top 10 free agent targets, but in reality, there's really only 2, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
We gotta be prepared for Plan B, C, and D, man. At the end of the day, we're gonna sign. We're gonna sign people, regardless of who we get. So we got to talk about everybody.
Right. So I understand, but are we on agreement that you do not sign anyone besides Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard to more than 2-year deals? Because that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, I'm kind of there, to be honest. That said, listen, your GM and your front office is doing a great job. You get the guy who's about to break out on a 3-year deal, 4-year deal now, way undervalued, and then you're benefiting later on. Like, good GMs, sometimes it's a crapshoot, but good GMs can sometimes identify these guys. So to me, if we see something beyond 2 years, I'm hoping it's low money and it's someone they really see as something down the line, or it's a superstar and we're all in, obviously. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck on that 2-year thing. Like the 2, I start getting really iffy.
Yeah.
I think we all are on agreement there.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think I kind of lean to the 1-year thing, but I could live with 2 because next year is not the greatest free agent class. But you know what happens, just like Anthony Davis wasn't a free agent and he requested a trade, who's saying that Dame Dollar can't do the same thing or anybody else? So, I think flexibility is key. I wouldn't sign anyone a 2-year deal, to more than 2-year deals for sure. And even 2-year deals, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. That's just me personally. But I'll tell you one thing. I like the Boogie idea, not because I want Boogie. I actually don't want Boogie on the team, but it just shows that the Knicks front office is thinking about 1-year deals, right? I feel like, I get way more scared when I hear about D'Angelo Russell because he's not going to take a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell. I get way more scared when I hear that than when I hear Boogie on a 1-year deal. I don't think it's the worst idea. I think it's a bad idea because I think he's not good for the culture. I don't want him around RJ Barrett, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't want him around the young guys. Just personally, I think he's bad for the culture. But it just shows that the front office is at least thinking that because Boogie's going to sign a 1-year deal to prove himself to get that big badge. Right. So it just shows that they're thinking about 1-year deals, which I kind of like, but I don't want Boogie. Who I do think would be an interesting fit that I don't think you guys mentioned, if we don't get anybody, is the Morris twins. Because I think you could get them at...
I had him on the list at first, and I took him off.
Oh, J.Ellis switched his list up on us, man.
I was
J.Ellis, you switched the list.
Well, the Morris twins...
I had not people on the list.
They've been legit, but there've also been legit discussions about that. So even though it's not on one of our personal lists, that's very much a possibility.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
We just gotta want Mitch.
Because think about it. Yeah, I just think that he's the type of guy who you could overpay, give him $20 million for 1 year. You overpay him just so he takes that shorter deal. Chances are he'll be one of the best players on our team, so he'll put up good stats and get a bigger deal down the road.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's a guy who wouldn't stunt. It's important when you get these guys.
Right.
The reason why I hated Timmy so much was because he stunted the young players' growth. Right? I feel like the Morris twins, they're just going to stand. They're going to stretch the floor. They're going to play good defense. They're going to set hard screens. They're going to be good team players, but they're not going to take 25 shots like Boogie Cousins would take.
It's true.
Or like
They
D'Angelo
would
Russell or
slot
Julius
right in.
Randle. You know what I mean?
They would slot right in, man.
So,
Appreciate
I think
the call, man. I just got to move through the calls, man. But yeah, I hear him. As long, if Mitch approves, I'll approve.
Yeah, man, because Mitch is about to go to blows with Mark.
Yeah, I was just, well, but both of them, right?
Both of them.
The other one.
Mitch was about to son both of them.
Yeah, man.
My quick point on the Morrises, though, for me, if you're gonna consider them, I'm like, why not just get JaMychal Green? Because I'm like, I think it's giving you a lot of that, a little bit younger, tougher, but a little longer, at least for defensive purposes. And you're not gonna deal with any chemistry issues, and him and Fizz are tight. So I'm like, I don't think there's a gap between them where I wouldn't just rather get JaMychal Green. I think he's going to be way cheaper, too.
Yeah. True indeed, man. True indeed. I appreciate the call, Ari. That was a good call. Let's move it along. Let's go to Corey from Uptown Harlem. He wants to talk about KD. Corey, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good, man. And I really like our chances. I think Kevin Durant's coming here because I feel like the fact that he's going to be out for a year, I think that, he's going to take the long-term approach and watch the guys develop. And also, R.J. Barrett and Kevin Durant, they have the same agent. So I really feel like, he's going to come here because I really think after him joining that team, the bashing that he took in the media, I think he just wants to prove to the world that he really can take a team from scratch and take them to the promised land.
Yeah.
And I think after we land Durant, I see us signing Julius Randle and Terry Rozier. Now, I like Terry Rozier as a player. I'm a big fan of him because he's the type of guy that you can run a system through. He's not going to, jack up a bunch of shots and do unnecessary things and turn the ball over. So I like him, and I probably see us moving Dennis Smith Jr. or somebody like that in the trade, packaging him for maybe some draft picks or something next year. I don't think the team or the coaching staff is really too sold on him.
Okay. I appreciate the call, Corey, man. Well, what do you guys think about that? Well, I mean, on the KD topic, I think it's interesting that he may not be taking any pitch. So is his mind already made up? They said he may not even take any meetings. It may just be a phone call, according to David Aldridge. So
is that scary to you or not?
Yes, because I think he obviously he knows where he wants to go, man. He knows where he wants to go, man.
You know what? I actually think let's debate this out. I think we have a better chance if he takes no calls. I mean, if he goes.
That's
nowhere.
What I'm saying.
I think the only way he goes to Brooklyn is he goes to Barclays and has a crazy meeting with Atkinson and Marks, and he's like, "Yo,
I agree."
He's not going to Brooklyn off of nothing. He has to. I think he'd have to be in the building. MSG, I fully believe. I think before he got injured, that was happening. I think the Rich Kleinman thing. I think there were conversations back channeling behind or whatever. KD wanted to come here. He was looking at it. The injury, I think, maybe kind of worked him for a little bit. It's really crazy how that happened to him.
It's such a Knicks thing to happen.
Yeah, man. When we do nothing, right? But with the injury, I do believe definitely there's more debate. Because now you're thinking, if he wants to contend and maybe he's worried about he can't be a number one option anymore. Now he knows if he stays in Golden State, he'll be in finals as a number two option and still be able to be KD in the finals. Also, the money is more important now that he might have a career-changing injury. But I feel like, KD's career plan, man, coming to New York at this age, I know the Kleinman thing, it just is there for me. I keep thinking about it, him and his heir, them talking.
How could he be steering him to Brooklyn, man?
Right.
No way.
Kleinman isn't
no way, man.
Isn't it who you know, dog? Like, between ISO, like him mentoring ISO, Royal Ivy, he's like the godfather for his daughter. Like, between DeAndre Jordan, there's so many paths. Scott Perry, there's so many paths leading to New York.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Terry.
Yeah.
I feel like taking meetings might be a bad sign for us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think he doesn't need. I don't know if they've done so many back chanting with him and Fizz, but I feel like either KD is going back to the Warriors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bro, go get your rings. Take it. That's set.
Right.
I think it brought them a lot closer together too. Everything that happened. So I see that, but I don't know, man. I'm watching KD in New York. I know he's injured, whatever, but he's out on 72nd Street.
Yeah, he's out getting it. He's out on the bodega getting a bacon, egg, and cheese and whatnot, man.
I'm like, my guy looking like he's fitting right in.
He's fitting right in. He's at home. He's got a scooter and whatnot. He's at the local deli. That's beautiful, man.
He can make the dough with a bad foot being with the Knicks. Like, no lie. He can. I don't know. I don't know about Brooklyn, though. I don't know about Brooklyn. I don't know if it's the same. With the Knicks on a bad foot, we can get him the dough.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens, man. According to Chris Haynes, KD told him he can't be recruited. So it's all in his court right now. It's all in his court. All right, let's go back to the phones. We'll take a couple more. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Big shout out to J.Ellis and Terry. Thought this was a great episode so far. If you guys think so too, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let's go to Scott in Jersey. He wants to talk about Mirotic. He thinks Mirotic is a better fit than Julius Randle. What's going on, Scott?
What's going on, guys?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
All right. So my belief, same shit, different toilet. Oh, my bad for cursing.
Good.
But yeah, Randle's just gonna clog the paint for all the young guys. We got a bunch of slashers on the team that need to, make their, get in their spots in the paint. Randle's just gonna clog that up. A dude like Mirotic is probably one of the better stretch fours available.
Yep.
We need wing depth. We need shooters on the corners. So Randle's not that guy for us, man. Bobby Portis is a better option for us at that point. Like, Randle's just not going to do it. And already touched on it before. You got to give 1-1 to people. Next year's free agent class is so bare bones, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's like the Rosa. Yeah, it's bad.
And you know what? I agree with you. The only reason why I didn't put Mirotic on the list was because he was injured. But if you listen, I've been talking with the KOT show, and I've been talking about Mirotic for like a few years because his versatility. He can shoot the three, he can play some defense, and he can post up too. So I really like his game. But it was really with just the injury why he wasn't on the list this year. But I agree with you, though.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, listen, I wouldn't mind Mirotic. Obviously, he's the prototypical stretch four that we would need. We need three-point shooting. He fits that mold. We need power forward. He fits that mold. Defensively, he's going to be a liability. I do agree Randle would certainly clog the paint a bit more. Portis may be a bit more ideal in that regard. Those are fair points. Those are definitely fair points. Terry, what's your takes?
Yeah, and like to bring up what the caller before brought up about the Marissa's kind of fitting in, not affecting too much. Nikola Mirotic would be exactly that. He'd come in at the 4, he'd stretch the floor, he wouldn't dominate the ball, he wouldn't really cause any issues. And even with his defensive issues, he's still 6'10" at least. So, he's a little bit of a body down there, some size. He's not a punk where he's just getting punked up and down the court every time.
He's not that bad.
He's been on winning teams. Let's not forget that. It really is. Doing this on winning teams is very valuable. Mm-hmm. Even with the Bulls, he was one of the really major players coming to the, for the trade and everything. He did well when he went to Pelicans. He did well at Milwaukee. So
he's solid. Mirotic is solid. I would take him.
If we got him, I would not be upset. I'd be like, cool. All right, that's good. We got a shooter. That'd be cool.
I wouldn't be upset, man. All right, let's take a couple more before we get out of here. Let's go to BK. Let's go to Curtis from Brooklyn. He thinks we'll be all right, man, regardless of what happens. Curtis, how you feeling?
What's going on, guys? How's everything? I enjoy y'all show, man. I listen to y'all every day. Anytime I get a notification, I'm always tuned in. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think if we don't land KD or Kyrie or Kawhi or anything like that, which I don't really think we are, I think that with the core that we got with Knox developing, bringing RJ in to develop, I think our X factor would be Dennis Smith Jr. We only got a small sample size halfway of the season. I think through training camp, through a full year, we will see the benefit of him. We still got Robinson. I think adding Cousins to the mix doesn't make any sense. I think that would stunt Robinson's growth. Julius Randle is a good look. I think he can pass the ball. I think he's an underrated passer. He gets rebounds. He can score. He may clog up the paint a little bit, but with Fizdale, I believe that he'll set up a system that everybody will benefit from. And with D'Lo, before I go, D'Lo, I'm iffy on him. I still want to see how Smith does, But if we can get D'Lo for a good price without overpaying, I would take him as well. I'm not too sold on Scary Terry. I don't think that we should aim for him. But if we can get D'Lo for a good price, then I'm all for it.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call, Curtis, and definitely appreciate the support.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to one more before we wrap up. Let's go to Chad from Atlanta. I'm gonna take one more after this. Let's go to Chad from Atlanta. He says he wants to talk about the media narrative and the Knicks. Chad, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
All right, what's up?
Good. Is my audio good?
You're loud and clear, man. You're
I don't know if
good.
it's good or not.
You're good. Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah. Like I said, just watching, First Take, Undisputed, all these media outlets, and how they try to portray us as fans and how we feel about our team. It just it rubs me the wrong way. That's why I appreciate this platform, Nick of Time show, and good to meet Terry. I'm gonna check out their show.
Yeah,
as well
definitely check out Terry's channel too, man. He's a beast.
How we feel.
Thank you, man. Definitely check it out. We do some
And
wild
truly,
stuff.
the last show we checked out, anybody I bring on, I pretty much branch off and I check them out too, because I feel like it's one big family. So
basically,
try to support everybody.
Basically,
but as far as free agency too, for me, I just want the Knicks to just do the right thing. We've done the relying on free agents. We've done the relying on trading our assets for broken all-stars and stuff like that. And we finally have a crop of guys that were former lottery picks that are all the same age, with a young coach, with money. And I feel like we should really do the rebuild and not focus too much on trying to sign big names.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, anybody would want Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
But I really think we have an opportunity to really just grow. And we see that, trying to do the quick fixes never work for us.
Right.
But then when you look at other teams that's winning championships, it's always been a 4 or 5 year grind. And I feel like at this point, we should try that.
Yeah, we have to, man.
Embrace that.
We have to, man.
With our team.
Appreciate the call. We have to, man. We've never been in this position before. We have to see it through, and do this thing the smart way. We can't, and listen, he brought up the media thing, and a lot of people at me on Twitter yo, did you see this? Did you see what so and so said? Me personally, I'm not gonna try to influence you guys and steer you guys. I don't watch any of that. I couldn't tell you last time I watched First Take, Around the Horn, PTI, and it's not to trash it. I just don't enjoy the forced takes, the things that they do to force reactions from us, whether it's on Twitter or whether they do it on purpose. It's about getting those eyeballs, getting those reactions. Controversy sells. That's how Skip Bayless made it to the top, by being the antagonist to have you go at him. That's his stick. That's his brand. I don't watch none of that, man. So
100%.
I definitely appreciate Terry's show. And Terry, throw your link to your shows in both of our chats. Throw your link to your channel.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. But on your point, because the media narrative has been, especially since, all of us have become, members in Knicks fan media in the last 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. So, and you've seen how big this community is and how amazing it is, right?
Yeah.
Even if we disagree, the takes are nuanced. They actually are real Knicks fans who know what's going on. You watch First Take, it feels like a soap opera where they casted Knicks fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, you watch Max Kellerman, man. You watch Max Kellerman on boxing 10 years ago before they gave him this role, and I can't stand him now.
He was solid back in the day.
But he's solid. Max Kellerman was the opposite of this.
Max was very good back in the day. I cannot watch 1 second of that show because they force him in that Skip Bayless role. It doesn't work. He sounds like an idiot.
Yep. The internet came. Remember, you used to wake up and watch SportsCenter. You had to get every highlight on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
You had to get every trade news. I remember when the Jason Kidd Marbury trade, the Phoenix, New Jersey trade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that too, Terry.
I remember it on ESPN. I was glued to ESPN for hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's happening with Woj on Twitter. They're losing subscribers. So they basically said, we got to double. They fired all the reporters, gave Stephen A. Smith more money, and they tripled down on entertainment. But those narratives, and the most annoying thing is the narratives are so far from the real Knicks.
Yeah.
man.
They keep pushing this idea that we're gonna riot if we don't get someone.
Right.
Of all the fans, you talk to Knicks fans, we are so calm.
Yeah.
None of us were all in. At least I don't think any of us were all in. Like we're 100% getting these guys. A lot of us were like,
we're realists, man. We're realists.
We're realists. We're happy to rebuild. People are like, oh man, after the draft, Knicks fans will be so upset. I'm like, I'm looking at Iggy, I'm looking at RJ, I'm excited. We run out the kids next year. I'm happy to see that as a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
So these narratives are annoying. They're completely off base about what the real fans care about. So stick with Knicks Fan TV. Stick with the Nick and Timer show. Stick with us. Stick with everybody else too.
Facts. We're giving you objective analysis, man. This is no homerism. We're giving you the real deal, man. Real deal. J.Ellis, you got something to say on that, or?
I can't say it better myself, man. There you go.
I got a rant.
That's why we got Terry on here.
We have the pulse. We are the real Knicks fans. We got the pulse. We know what's going on in this world. So when they come with these ridiculous takes, first of all, it's obvious it's fake because not every show you disagree. Every single show. I don't think.
Right.
I don't think me and CP we disagree sometimes. But it's like we don't disagree every single time. Like it comes to a point where like, you know it's scripted and you know it's fake and forced. And you just kind of accept it as entertainment sometimes, and it just is what it is. It's like you're just watching. You're pretty much watching like WWF.
Basically.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. So last call of the night. Let's go to Brooklyn. Jay, close us out, man. How you feeling? He says he doesn't want to go for DeMarcus and Kemba. What's going on?
Yeah, man, just get him out of here, bro. No, we don't want DeMarcus Cousins. He's terrible in the pick and roll. They gonna eat him up. Like we don't.
He's too slow, man.
Go somewhere else, brother. We don't know. Kemba, he's good. You could go ahead to Boston or somewhere else, get your money, bro. Nah, I feel like we should just do what we gonna do. Get KD. Like we gotta get KD and then just look forward to something else after that. Like get some other pieces to go with him. Maybe a Rubio. You know, somebody, maybe a Corey Joseph, like a guard that could score and, you know what I'm saying, move the rock. Like, we don't got time to be dealing with, no. Like, if it ain't the youth movement, then we going with KD. Like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, J.Ellis.
I know we brought it up before, but another star will request a trade. If we sign KD on a 4-year deal during that time, there will be someone outside of even the Giannis free agency and all that. Mm-hmm. Will request trades. We will potentially have assets to do so. Also, what does RJ Barrett look like in 2 years? If just one of RJ and Knox hit, and Mitch progresses like we hope, we're getting the makings of a team that could potentially really support KD in a couple of years. So if you get KD. At first, I was scared, but I'm like, you know what? That's the best player in basketball right now, or at least top 2, top 3. It's a top 5 guy all time in terms of what he could be and his talent level. You could really say. So to me, a year. I mean, Wes Matthews got his Achilles so much late in his career.
Yeah.
I think he actually came back within like 8 months.
His was the quickest, 7 months. Wes Matthews came back the fastest.
Right. So we really don't know how KD is going to come back. And even a somewhat hobbled KD is going to be a top 10 guy. Because he's
still the best on the team, man.
Look at him in that game, man. He was about to drop a 40-piece in the finals. That was his Michael Jordan.
He was about to go off. He was going off. He was cooking Kawhi. He was cooking everybody.
Couldn't even move.
Couldn't even move.
Yeah. Let him rest up. I'm all for it if you can get it done.
Absolutely, man. J.Ellis, any last points?
Nah, man. It's just like, I'm still. It's gonna be a crazy weekend, man.
It's gonna be a crazy weekend, man.
I'm holding my breath. And hoping KD comes here. We can actually, do things. You know what? It will just give this Knicks team and this franchise like a sense of we did something.
Yeah. And he didn't go to the bum ass Nets. Yeah. Let's be honest. I want it more than anything. Don't go to the Nets, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like if we don't get KD, it won't be the end of the world. But if we do get KD, I'll be very happy.
Facts.
That, you know what? Somebody saw something in us, and we did something right, and everything is not for like a waste of time. And if we don't get them, we still have the young guys. We still have all these Dallas picks in like 2021,
21, and 22. Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
man.
Hornets about to Kemba. that 2021 draft where we got the Hornets second round pick, which could be like 30, the Dallas pick, and I said this, Dallas have to be good to be out of the lottery. They can win 45 games in the West and still be in the lottery.
True.
That draft could shape up to be something. Yeah. But I was like, listen, KD is the one.
Yeah.
If we sign KD and it doesn't work out, I know the media will run with the Knicks did it again, but I can genuinely live with that.
Yeah.
I really could. If we signed one of the best players in the history of the sport, right? And not at a dead age. He's 30 right now, might be 30 when he comes back. And it doesn't work out, I can't look at management and say you screwed up. It was kind of unlucky. But it's still Kevin Durant, man. There's a level of player where it starts being, you gotta like put things to the side. Unless it's something
you gotta roll the dice, man.
Yep.
Gotta roll the dice, man. All right, Terry, let's sign out, man. Let them know where you can find you at, and let's get out of here.
All right, I'll be here tomorrow. Thanks again for having me on, guys. You can follow my channel, NYK Terry and Trey. We dropped a rap video today. It's called Iggy Pop. Shout out to Iggy and RJ. So check it out. That just came out today. We got analysis and stuff going on. We're going to Summer League. We got season tickets. You get to know us on the channel, but shout out to you guys. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Yes, sir. Terry. Appreciate it, man. All right, J.Ellis.
Yo, first of all, Terry, I got bars for the remix if you want to drop that.
Listen, you signed someone. I'm getting everybody involved. We're doing like a We Are the World type song.
Let's do it. I got the bars. Trust me. All right, anyway. Yeah, if you haven't already, you got to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel for all. We just dropped a pretty good show. It looks like everybody's enjoying this featuring Spencer. So if you have not subscribed, I'm on youtube.com/NickOfTimeShow. Our show drops on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify on Tuesday. And usually we drop the video on Wednesday, but definitely look out for that. Also, follow me on all social medias, The KOT Show, on Twitter, Instagram, The Nick of Time Show, and on Facebook. And if you having a problem finding all that stuff, go to the link in my bio and click that stuff to follow me on all platforms. That is all. Back to you, CP.
And appreciate you guys again, man. And shout out to everybody that came through. We had a great show today. Over 700 people on YouTube alone. Shout out to everybody that was watching on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. We'll be back tomorrow night. Same time, same place. We gave you our free agent targets from 10 to 6. What'd you guys think? Leave a comment in the comment section. Tomorrow we'll go to 5 to 1. And then Sunday's the big days, the kickoff of free agency. Moke Hamilton from The Athletic and ESPN is going to join us 6 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So make sure you hit the notification bell. Very important. Audio format, also very important. A lot of you guys work tomorrow. You can't watch videos. You can't watch YouTube. Everything is in audio format on the Knicks Fan TV, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and Stitcher. All the links are in the video description. Always check the video description for everything. Share these videos on Twitter. We have an exclusive Twitter DM group and a Discord chat. If you share this video on Twitter right now with the hashtag PostGameNYK, we will throw you in those group chats and we can keep the conversation going, man. So once again, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Rome Data Takeover. Shout out to Rome. Shells Heavy. John Talento always in here first. Tack, what's going on all the way out at the West Coast. All my guys from Australia. Carlos Oz, thanks for coming through. Stafford Don, definitely bless up. Gary Singh. Keith Sinclair. TM, thanks again. Knicks Fan TV Day, appreciate it. JL's got to shout you guys out, man.
Oh, man, shout out to the chat. Craig Williams always holding me down. Cody, man, I love you. Cody always holding me down. BX2 Gross. Enzo, Glathor P. They call me Tack. Shout out, call me Tack. I'm seeing this. Shout out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tack, man.
Yeah, Macho Man Logic. I see you.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. So, we'll be back tomorrow night. Great show as usual. Once again, before you guys leave, hit that thumbs up. Best way to support us. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and share these videos anywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell grandma. She was a diehard Knicks fan back in the 70s when Walton Reed. Show her the videos, man. She'll love it. This is a family show, man.
Family.
All right, man.